Hey everybody, welcome to What the Flick Billions, episode 10, Quality of Life. Michelle, Alonso, of course, a Kelly O'Coin episode, and Ben Mankiewicz is not here. Damn it.
But he was so good.
He was so good.
We can represent the dollar bill love. He was so good.
Oh man, that fake argument with Axe was one of the highlights of this season.
Absolutely. And as a writer, oh my God. Like, I was just in love with that scene.
I gotta say, I'm gonna call it. This is my favorite episode so far.
Absolutely, me too.
I love a TV episode where we get like an event that brings characters together, and then there's flashbacks and we see all the stuff that led to that moment. So yeah, you were totally right about the cancer. Well called, madam. So a lot going on here. It's Donnie's funeral. Chuck tries to attend and is made to leave by his wife, but not before a very awkward handshake with Axe.
God, that felt like it lasted a million years. I loved it, but oh my God, I was just like, someone someone else come into this, someone stop it.
Yes, please break it up. Please. Oh man. But yeah, so all the personal stuff leading up to that, and then also the amazing conversation between Chuck and his father, finally telling him to piss off. And and making the judge quit, which was amazing, and again, that's a rip from the headlines moment. Like there was actually that judge in, I want to say, Pennsylvania, that was basically sending young people off to a work farm that he owned or had a stake in or something, and it was a whole, a genuine conspiracy.
Yeah. Oh, and I thought that was such a great scene where he actually got to, I mean, I know it's still self-serving.
Sure.
But to me, he was such a great force of justice, like in that moment. I know it's all working his angle.
Even
and
if they're doing it for the wrong reasons, sometimes they do the right thing anyway by accident, if nothing else,
But how sneaky was it to be like, oh yeah, you're gonna get off, have a party with everyone you know, and now I'm gonna come in and arrest you.
Oh, but not me. The other court will arrest you.
Whoops.
Man. Oh, and our favorite hot lawyers finally closed the deal. This episode. That was nice.
Yeah, I love his thing about the grown-up house, because I was like, that is so true. And my house will never look that.
Yeah, that was like a Pottery Barn catalog, or actually about 10 levels up the ladder from Pottery Barn, like, as far as price of furniture. But you know what I mean.
Yeah, very Restoration Hardware, I think. Like maybe even
more than
higher.
that, like design within reach, maybe. Yeah. But even that's, I think, the lowballing what this apartment was. Very nice stuff there. But yeah, just all the different characters, like their stuff. So we've got Dollar Bill conspiring with Axe to take out the rivals, the people who left the fold to start their own company, and screwing them over in a brilliant way. And then of course, obviously they get screwed back by Axe in one of those speeches where I have no idea what he's actually talking about.
Yeah.
But I know he's gonna come out. He's gonna make out like a bandit here and make them sorry they ever stepped up. What the details of that transaction are went totally over my head, though.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out if he was locking them in at some place where they're making so little money that it's almost like, I mean, obviously,
probably
it's comparative, like it's not like so little money like a minimum wage job.
Sure, no.
But saying that they can't manage over a certain amount of money and he's taking this percentage, I really was thinking, I was like, there's no specific numbers, so I was trying to do like conceptual math.
Yeah.
Like, wait a minute, does that mean they're making like, 40 or 50? How much is he taking?
Sure, yeah, I could not wrap my head around it, but again, it's the performance there. He's so like Cat and the Canary, kind of just like gloating and laying down the terms, and they have no choice but to accept them. They are being royally reamed by Axe, and so that's ultimately all that matters in that scene.
And like you have 5 seconds and this is off. Just the way they delivered it, I loved it.
One, okay.
Done. And Maggie, man, she got hammered in this scene from every direction.
The wives are facing off. I mean, that started last week, and it's definitely a thing now where, again, as Ben keeps saying, quit your job, quit your job.
Yeah, it really feels like this week it may have gone past the point where she should have. Yeah. Because the fact that he wouldn't even drink with her when they were at the funeral, and she brings the cup and she's like, we haven't really had a conversation in 3 years. Yeah. You're just realizing like they're pushing her out, and where is it going to go?
Yeah, and again, it's and obviously they have no grounds to fire her, but they're certainly freezing her out, and she's smart enough to know that's what's happening.
Yeah.
So at some point you're like, God, just walk away already.
And what an interesting scene with the husband of
Donnie.
Yeah, and just kind of a realization of what it did to his family to have him in this plot at the end of his life, and kind of getting that insight from Maggie about how he would have been better off as a teacher. And
sure. Oh well, there's that terrifying scene where you see that where Axe goes to his doctor and basically.
Oh my God, how did I forget that?
Yeah, like, let's not extend his life any further because he needs to die right here on my calendar for this to all play. I was like, oh man, you're the worst.
Yeah, that is the most I've ever hated him as a character. I wish, because I know Ben was always on the fence back and forth.
Sure, yeah, no, that is the deepest of fuckery that he's gotten to. He's an awful, awful person. As much as the rest of it was pretty justifiable, it's like, look, I'll send you to my doctor. I'll back you. You're gonna do this, and like that's a cool bit of chess with a piece that is expendable. It's like Ellen Burstyn's character on House of Cards being like, look, kill me now, exploit my death at the convention.
Yeah.
Like I sort of admire almost that level of gamesmanship. But then that's too far.
When it's not your choice.
Exactly.
That's when it's too far. Because I think we all even justified him, making money off of September 11th. Like I think we've been really understanding as
Sure.
viewers.
Yeah.
But this, I was just like, that is pure evil.
Yeah.
Like there is absolutely no excusing what he did, and he took that time away from his family, both in their actions and him having to go and play both sides of this was all his free time.
Right.
Plus months of his life. Oh,
yeah.
I think there's more there.
Oh, totally. Yeah. I mean, especially when there's that little left, and and that could be the sort of that might be the kind of thing where somehow somebody gets wind of it, then it comes back to bite him in the ass later. Who knows?
I feel like it's going to be. I don't want to guess because the show throws a lot of curves, but I almost feel like this may be Maggie as a line.
Do you know what I mean? As another doctor, she might somehow clue into it, or something?
Or talking to the husband. You know what I mean? That conversation.
Oh, that's
was
true.
Very
The one that Laura interrupted. She was like,
yes.
she was hitting him. She was trying to fish for information. Yeah.
Well, and she phrased it in that way, but it sounded like he wanted to talk.
Oh, totally.
He brought it up,
No,
so she
absolutely.
interpreted it that way. But I'm wondering now, what will happen from that point, and if that's where she ends up conflicted between the two worlds and wanting to help her husband.
Yeah, that's the breaking point. So
yeah,
who knows? But amazing episode, and we'll be back next week. Thanks for watching.